lost this time. This is my fight song. Take back my life.
All right, welcome to Two Woke Boys, episode 134. I am Chris.
And I'm Cole.
And together, we are two Woke Boys. Nice, right?
Yeah.
Man, do I feel like a woman, right?
Yeah, I feel like the voice of women.
Yeah, we are your voice. So shut up and listen to us.
Yeah.
Because we know what's best for you.
Stop talking. You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
We do.
Men are talking, but for
not
you. So
not all men, just
No.
two good men.
the best ones.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What's that movie? Something Good Men? A Few Good Men.
Yeah.
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 We should make a movie called Two Good Men
Yeah. Nice.
And it's just
I like that.
about
Yeah.
us.
Wasn't there, what's that show that had Charlie Sheen in it?
2.5 Men.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But they're not good.
No.
It's just 2.5 of
Yeah.
them.
Well,
And also, why is it a half man?
because one has a kid, so he's like a half
a
man.
half a boy?
Yeah.
A half a man?
Right. Right.
Okay. Is that cancelable to say a boy is a half a man?
We could make it.
It
we
should
we
be.
could start
Yeah,
complaining
you know
about it,
what?
and
we're pissed about that.
Yeah.
2.5 men. How dare you?
yeah,
How dare you?
Canceled.
yeah.
you know?
And Charlie Sheen, by the way, is
also,
not.
How dare
Yeah,
you?
exactly. He's not totally just an absolute idol of ours.
no,
so
we don't love
borderline
him.
worship.
He was not Andrew Tate before Andrew Tate,
Right.
right? When he did that interview saying that he's filled with tiger's
His
blood.
tiger blood.
He has tiger blood, and he's like, I just go out there and I nail it. That's what I do.
And she's like, "Do you regret your actions?" He's like, "No, I'm a legend."
Yeah. I rule.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, don't you have like a drug problem? He's like, it doesn't matter. I go out there and I crush my lines every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was just abhorrent of him.
Yeah,
to
that
say, and that
wasn't
wasn't
the
hilarious
greatest thing
and
of all time.
legendary. Yeah.
Yeah, didn't he go on like a theater tour after that, like just crushing it?
Like doing stand up or
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
He was like giving speeches, just being like, yeah, I did say that and I rule.
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure he did shows after that.
Okay. It's
Like he would like
11,
go to
12 years ago.
it was like, it was nuts. But yeah, so
We
he's-
are not
Yeah, we're not.
we are not him. Okay.
We're not him at all.
We would never like he was like getting a bunch of hookers, right?
Mhm.
And then a bunch of them accused him of like giving them diseases,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
We would never do something like that.
yeah. Sex workers, we do support
Right.
frequently, and we love them.
Absolutely.
And some of them might say like we didn't try to pay them.
Yeah, we
or
didn't pay
something, or
and-
we owe them
Yeah.
money or some shit. And that it's like, shut up.
Right.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You know, that was like us. We were in love. you
Yeah,
know,
it was a
for that
misunderst-
hour. That,
Right.
You know.
For me, 30, I
Yeah.
did the half hour
Oh,
special.
nice.
And
because you got things to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We got places to go. We got things to do. But sometimes I like to, take it slow
Right.
for the full hour.
And then afterwards, she's like, "All right, Cole. So we're gonna do cash or Venmo or PayPal." And I'm like, "For what?"
Yeah.
She's like, "What just happened?" I was like, "But
the
we're
magic.
not in love."
The magic that
Yeah.
just happened
Right.
between us.
And then I said, like, "We're not in love. I thought we were in love." She's like, "No, I was just acting like I was enjoying it." So
Yeah. It's like I said
would-
I loved you, and
Right.
you said you loved me back.
yeah,
And,
Yeah, what
and
was
she
up
was
with
like,
that?
you were screaming at me to say it back. And I
Right.
was like, well, you did say
You
it.
did say it.
You did. It looked like you meant it.
right.
She was like, you were choking
She was like,
me
"Yeah, I
while
was
you were
under
saying
duress."
it.
Well, yeah, she was never in danger, but
No, it was consensual.
it was a consensual
Yeah.
choking. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but,
It's a whole thing. So
Yeah.
we believe women on the show unless they're saying something bad about the Two Woke
Like,
Boys,
yeah,
like
like
if they're
we're
a
in
sex
debt to
worker
their-
that
Yeah.
that we owe a lot of money to. It's not true.
Yeah.
It's fake news.
yes.
And get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I feel like we said everything we need to say about that.
Yeah, I agree. I
And,
agree.
Well,
Well,
and it-
speaking of love,
mhm.
because we're talking about having loving relations with these sex workers.
Yeah.
Valentine's
we
Day-
do.
Well, yeah.
It's not just like a transactional thing.
No.
Because one, there's no transaction that occurs.
Right, because we're not.
and there's no,
'Cause
we're
we're
not,
not
paying for that
yeah.
shit. Are you kidding me? And then also it's because it's a a connection that's eternal.
Yeah.
You know, and some of these sex workers, unfortunately, that's one of the things they have to go through. They don't get it. They don't feel that, and that's what we're like. Mother Teresa.
Okay.
You know,
in what way?
Because we care or something. You know,
For sure.
About these whores.
Yeah.
You know? We
Totally.
care about them deeply.
Yeah.
And I like all the way to the back walls deeply.
Nice.
You know?
Nice. Yeah, we are such good guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, last week was Valentine's Day, which is always an interesting holiday for us.
Mm-hmm. It's a
How
tough
was
holiday.
your Valentine's Day?
It's a tough situation. You
Yeah.
know? It's like when you send out, it's like I'm filled with love. So I just send out so many Valentines.
Same here.
You know how in school, like they do like Valentine's Day stuff in school.
Yes.
And they'd be like, you better bring one for everybody. Right.
Yep.
So that's what I would do.
Yeah, I keep that same energy.
Yeah.
And I was firing off texts to every single woman who I've ever talked to on my phone. I think looking back on it,
Yes, all women.
Yeah.
Hashtag.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, it didn't really work out for me. I think my mistake in hindsight was that instead of sending individual messages just to save time, I did one huge group message with about 275 people in it.
Yeah.
It wasn't great. People were like, why am I in this group? Stop texting. How do I leave this group? Because there were some people with Androids in there. So, the bubbles were green.
Yeah.
And so you can't leave a group if there's an Android in there, right? So you're going to keep
their
getting
fault.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your fault.
Yeah.
You can deal with the consequences of your actions of not having an iPhone. So when you get a text with 300 people in it with me, Cole, trying to find a sexual partner or partners for the night, preferably ones that I wouldn't have to pay, you just have to deal with it.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of like, what the fuck is this? Who are you?
Yeah.
Who are all these numbers?
Why are we all included in this?
Right.
Then they'd start saying stories back and forth. I hooked up one time with this guy.
Right.
Oh, I remember this guy.
Yeah, it just became a forum for
then
women
they start
to talk
trading
shit
stories
about,
and sending pics to each other of the things that happen.
Yeah.
And they're like, I got that same picture and see, oh my God, girl, this is crazy. We should all have a brunch together.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say, like, yes, it was kind of a disaster, but it did build a lot of like good community amongst the 200 to 300 women who I've ever like met. So yeah, they may all hate me now, or still they did before. They
maybe swing by that brunch that they're gonna have.
Yeah, I think I will. I think I'll be the surprise guest.
Yeah.
Of the brunch. It's like a support group for Cole's exes, and who better to pop in than Cole himself?
To be the guest of honor.
The guest of honor. Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. That's
will
cool.
I be paying for the champagne that I order?
No.
Not a chance.
Put it on those ladies' tabs over there, the ones that are sharing pictures.
The girl bosses who can afford to pay because they're girl bosses.
They're all going to split the tab evenly.
Yeah. But I still will do a champagne toast boomerang with you.
Nice. Absolutely.
To post on Instagram.
Yeah. Love that.
Just me at the head of a table with hundreds of women, and we're all just doing this together, the boomerang.
Yeah.
And they're like, you got to leave. You are not welcome here.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about a boomerang, because when you do a boomerang, you can't tell that it was like literally a fight, that you were like, dude, give me back my mimosa. Who are you? What are you doing here?
Right.
It just looks like you're doing like a cheers, but really you just like ran in there and grabbed it and you timed it perfectly, so it looked like
just
you're like
impeccable timing.
Yes, girls, we're doing this.
Yeah, and there's no sound on a boomerang too, so
you
wouldn't
don't hear
the
the screams and the anger.
Right.
And the, what the
and
fuck?
Call the cops. He's back.
Who is this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's violating the restraining order.
Yeah. So that's. I don't know.
So it was an interesting week for me, to say the least. Didn't end the way I wanted to with the Valentine's Day, but sometimes you got to take one step back to take two forward or something.
That's right. Yeah. You do that. You send out send out Valentines to people. You go to a restaurant, you see people having dates, and you try to tell the lady like, "Hey, that guy sucks over there." And she'll be like, "That's my boyfriend." You're like, "Well, it doesn't have to be, you know."
Right.
What if we just left right now?
Yeah, you want to
She's
get
like,
out of here?
What are you talking about? Like,
Yeah.
just do it.
Right.
You know, just come with me. And she was like, "Why would I come with you?" And then I kind of stretched here, and you kind of see like the printing of an item in my waistband. you
Yeah.
know? And she's like, "Okay." And then we have an enchanting night, you know?
Right.
So it's just, you could do that if you wanted to.
Yeah, that's an option,
It's an option of things to do.
but it's not something you have to do.
No, absolutely not. So
Yeah.
That's just, Valentine's Day is a tough holiday.
And what is even Valentine's
Yeah,
Day? Oh, some commercialist.
I gotta buy
capitalist-
you chocolates.
Yeah, I gotta
and
buy
take
you
to a
chocolates and take
restaurant.
you to a date
We are
at a
going to go on a
restaurant.
dinner, and
And
I
then-
am going to pay for it, and I'm going to say how much I care about
Yes, and then we are going to take a picture. Make sure on Instagram, everyone has to post a picture
Yeah.
of their girlfriend. So I will post a picture of you to show you how much I care about you.
you. And then we write a corny post. Cupid took aim at our hearts however long ago.
And then you
this
will
was.
comment on the post
Yeah.
and say, "Thanks
this
so
is-
much, babe." Because that's a
Yeah,
normal thing
commenting
to
on
do.
each other's
commenting on
posts.
each other's
Yeah,
public posts
while you're
instead of
at dinner with
while
each
you're
other.
sitting across from each other because
You're
you
like,
can't fucking say it in person.
I like my person I'm dating so much.
Right,
send,
and then
you're there.
Thanks, babe.
Yeah.
I feel the same way, and I have to type that out
Mm-hmm.
in the comments instead of or maybe even a collab post. You see those too?
Oh, yeah,
couples doing collab
Yeah.
posts. I'm so happy I found my person.
Yeah.
and
It's
I'll
like,
send
okay.
you a collab
Yeah.
tag on that.
Yeah,
you
we're
want to accept the tag?
We're creators who are making love
Relationship content.
nerds.
Yeah. And let's just support the big chocolate industry.
Yeah.
And-
We're against big chocolate.
And big floral
Yeah.
industry.
That's-
I'll buy a rose and I will hand you a rose that I took off of a plant to
Yeah.
show you that I love you because I'm giving you a red petaled flower.
Yeah, and don't ask questions why there's blood all over mine because I had to wrestle the roses away from a homeless guy.
Right.
You know
Right. Who
those
was
homeless
who was
guys that
selling
walk
them?
around. They have like the big bouquets of roses,
Yeah.
and they're trying to sell them.
Yeah.
I didn't just go up to the homeless guy and go, give me the fucking roses, dude.
Right.
And he's like, give me money, and I'm like, shut up.
Right.
And I take the roses, and they're thorny, so we're just like tugging a war.
But if there was a boomerang, then it would look
Oh,
like
100%.
You're just cheersing the roses.
I
together.
actually did make a boomerang and then
Yeah.
tagged it like, I love the homeless,
yeah.
population. We got to do something.
Right.
I gave them
like
flowers.
you were doing a Jimmy Darts video, like giving flowers to the homeless
Yeah.
on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, definitely. It said hashtag definitely not taking homeless people's ways to make money.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, it's about care and love and spreading joy.
Right. But we did not participate in Valentine's Day, not because we had no opportunity and no girls wanted to hang out with us that night, but because we do not want to support this commercialist, consumerist, capitalist bullshit holiday.
No, we're not doing
Where
that.
are you going to take me on Valentine's Day, Cole? Where are you going to take me? Do you have a good date planned? No, I don't. You can fucking come over if you're lucky.
Yeah. Yeah, come over on February 15th at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
That's when, hey, Valentine's is good. I love you. Come over right now, please.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not buying the Uber either, so get over here right now.
Right.
And then you got to leave immediately after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Valentine's Day is not a holiday that we support. And if you are a woman out there who, like I said, was in this big group message that has messages from me that show that I was kind of saying the opposite thing,
We're romantic.
yeah.
And it's free sexuality.
We're hopeless romantics.
Yeah,
we're old souls.
Yeah, we are. We're old souls.
We were born in the wrong generation.
I know.
Right?
Yeah, that's right.
Don't you wish that you were just born back in a time where you could just you could ask a lady out and then show up at her door with a flower and say, "Come with me," and we will go. And then you pick her up in your car. You walk. You come to the door, and then you walk her out to the car, and then you go on your date.
You shake her dad's hand.
Right.
Go, hey, good man there.
Right.
Your
you
daughter's
ask for her
a nice
father's
lady.
permission. Yeah. Would I be able to take your daughter out
Excuse
on the
me,
town
sir.
tonight?
Can I plow your daughter in the back of your car, which I need to borrow also?
Yeah, I maybe wouldn't say it
because
like
I have
that.
a DUI and I got to breathe into it, and it's like, I'm already kind of buzzed. So, just let me do yours, unless you want to blow into mine. That'd be cool.
Yeah, no homo.
Yeah,
but
no homo.
If you want to blow
Actually,
my car.
I'm gonna have your daughter blowing stuff later, if you know what I'm saying.
Right.
But if you want to blow this fucking car,
you're maybe a little
going.
less artful with your conversations
Well,
with the girls'
maybe.
fathers. But
But I mean, it's like I try to relate to him,
Right.
Because I know how guys are,
Right, and that's the thing. Yeah, we know how guys are.
Getting pussy, dude.
Yeah, nice.
Fucking,
Yeah.
Dads get it.
Yeah.
When they're talking about their daughters,
Right.
For sure.
Right.
They love that.
Yeah. God, you know what I should do? I should do a comedy sketch where it's like dads talking to their son after a date. It's like, "Hey, son, how'd the date go? You get some? You get some action? Huh? Oh, nice, bro.
Yeah.
Got some action."
Nice.
And then it's dads with a daughter before a date, and it's like, "No, you cannot date my daughter.
Yeah.
I refuse because I know how guys are, and you will not take out my daughter." And it would be funny to see like the differences of how dads act with
The
their
double
sons.
standard.
The double standards. Wouldn't that be funny?
Which we don't approve of, which is
Right.
why we're anti-slut shaming.
Right.
We love sluts.
Yeah. Yeah.
We just care so much, and it's like that double standard's bullshit.
Yeah.
So that's why if we do slutty stuff, that's cool, and we encourage you to do slutty stuff with us, but only us. Don't fucking do slutty stuff with anybody else.
Oops, sorry about
We will
that.
freak out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's cool. But yeah,
Yeah, so glad we got that out of the way. So yeah, we're not about that Valentine's Day life. And if you celebrated Valentine's Day with your significant other and like posted the Instagram picture and whatever, like honestly, fuck you
you're
for
corny,
like
dude. It's just
contributing to
what
this
is- it's
capitalist
it is capitalist
exercise.
to it's not just nice to take your significant other or
No,
the person
it's
you care about on
capitalism.
a date. It's capitalism. That's why we won't participate in it.
Yes.
So, and that's why any girl we are dating or talking to or whatever, it's like we gotta let them know, like, hey, this Valentine's Day thing, nah. And then she'll be like, what about my birthday? I'm like, Cat, you want me to buy you stuff with capitalism for your birthday?
Yeah.
And then she'll be like, didn't you just buy a PlayStation 5? And it's like, yeah, so what do I need? Like, we have a PlayStation 5 now,
Right.
so what? You don't need one.
Right.
Also, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like, it was kind of communist that I bought a PlayStation 5 because we can play it together, like a communal thing. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
And then she's like, I don't want to play FIFA with you.
Right.
know? And it's like, we can be on the same team though.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're both together, like us,
Yeah.
like we could both be, like you be the goalie, but don't you fucking slip up and let that bullshit get by you. I'm
Right.
gonna lose my shit.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Some girls just don't. They
just don't get it.
Gifts for like team gifts.
Yeah.
For both of us.
Right.
It's like we got a whole season of Madden to play, and you just don't. You're just not there with me.
Yeah.
On this, so whatever.
Yeah. It's but to some people just don't understand our brilliance, and
No.
and that's okay. But yeah, speaking of problematic relationships, there was a big drama with Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly. Megan, according
Poor
to
Megan Fox.
Yeah, according to TMZ, Megan found DMs and text messages on MGK's phone that led her to believe he was having an affair, according to the New York Post. No word on what the DMs or texts said or who was on the other end, but it was reportedly enough for Megan to go ballistic. As we reported, Megan posted lyrics from Beyonce's Pray You Catch Me, obliquely referencing Jay-Z's alleged cheating. Quote, "You can taste the dishonesty. It's all over your breath." She also unfollowed everyone save three: Timothy Chalamet, Harry Styles, and Eminem, who has major beef with MGK. Speaking of, all pics of MGK were deleted from Megan's Insta. Thing is, as quickly as it seemed to end between the engaged couple, they tried picking up the pieces. Valentine's Day, they were at an office building together for 2 hours. The building has a bunch of therapists' offices, so it all seems to align. The next day, they were seen together in the same car and apparently were at MGK's home. So maybe back together, it says. And, you know, when I saw this, first I just want to say, when I saw this whole thing with like the rumors of the infidelity and Megan Fox wiping her Instagram and unfollowing him and following Eminem, and just like, I cried. I just like, I had to take, I think 3-4 days of just like, total
mental health days.
Mental health. Yeah. I was just like, how could this couple who like, they had talked about like,
they were like
putting like
drinking each other's blood,
and like tattooing each other and like on Megan's engagement ring,
it's just like
it had
love.
thorns on it, so if she tried to take it off, it would hurt. It was just such a beautiful love story, and then it all came crashing down. And it's like, God, no, it sucks.
I know.
I had invested so much into these two. And that's a healthy thing to do, by the way. You see,
freak out about celebrities.
Two celebrities, you know.
Two psychos.
Just egomaniacal, narcissistic celebrities talking about their little, like, weird love rituals. Like, it's very normal to be emotionally invested in that.
It's like a month-long fizzle-out situation.
Right.
It's just, you know.
Right.
It's going to last a month, and it's going to be a fire pit of insanity.
I will say, well, so first of all, we want to say we are on team Megan here.
Yeah, of course.
Do we even need to say that?
Yeah, and we've reached out to her, and we are all up in her DMs from multiple accounts.
Right.
Trying to get her, hey, do you need someone to talk to?
Right.
This is horrendous. I can't believe MGK. He sucks. Okay?
Right.
I'm on your side.
Right. And so at first I thought she blocked us because when we went to her account, it said user cannot be found. So it's like, oh, she blocked us. But then it turned out she did delete her Instagram.
Yeah.
But then reinstated the Instagram and had this great post, which totally isn't just total gaslighting of everyone. She had this great post and now she unfollowed those 3 guys, including Eminem. So now she follows no one on Instagram, but now her Instagram has just one picture, and it's a Notes app, our favorite Notes app.
We love
text.
Notes app apologies.
Yeah.
Very genuine.
Except this is Notes app gaslighting.
Yeah.
So she said, there's been no third-party interference in this relationship of any kind. That includes, but is not limited to, actual humans, DMs, AI bots, or succubus demons. While I do hate to rob you of running
Did MGK potentially cheat on her with a succubus
with
demon?
a demon? I mean,
yeah.
I guess that's the rumor.
Yeah.
While I do hate to rob you of running random baseless news stories that would have been much more accurately written by ChatGPT, you'd need to let this story die and leave all these innocent people alone now. So I love that, like publicly like acknowledging that there's a huge rift between you and your fiance or husband or whatever, unfollowing him, following his like arch nemesis, and then be like, I can't believe you guys thought there was something going on. I can't believe.
Oh, you just.
Why would you think there's anything weird here?
Sometimes I clean up my account. You know, I follow and unfollow
and post
people.
Vague quotes.
Yeah, about
suggesting cheating, and then unfollow him and follow his enemy.
Their biggest enemies.
Yeah,
it's like hey. I was messing
and
with
you
my
think
Instagram.
that means that anything was happening?
And then
How
also,
dare you?
I had my manager write the apology on Notes app, send it to me, and then I sent it out without even reading it.
Right.
Because I care.
Right. So, yeah, we love that, and we totally believe her because believe women.
We gotta believe all women.
Do we believe her, though, that there wasn't cheating? Sounds like some backtracking.
It sounds like he gaslit her. I don't blame her at all in this situation. It's actually his fault, MGK's fault.
He probably like cornered her and was like, babe, you need to go on there and you need to post and say nothing ever happened. I never cheated on you. I never talked to anyone.
He's like standing over her shoulder while she's that Notes app apology was like written by him.
Right.
Like he wrote, he's like,
she had to say that under duress. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we believe women unless they're saying that their man didn't actually cheat on them despite insinuating before.
Yeah.
Because we know that the men do cheat because men are trash.
Yeah, men are garbage.
Except for us, we don't cheat.
Yeah.
It would be impossible for us to cheat because we are polyamorous.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's
It's
not a thing for us.
Cheating, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I will say I can definitely relate to Megan's unfollowing MGK and following Eminem. I mean, that kind of reminds me of how when I break up with someone, I immediately try to sleep with her ex as or not her ex, excuse me. I'm the ex. I immediately try to sleep with her best friend.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, X would be
Gay.
gay. Yeah,
I was
that's
about
not.
to say. I was like, that's
Yeah,
wow.
pause,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Pause.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's
No homo.
Yeah,
That's
no
a-
homo.
yeah,
Pause. Yeah,
yeah.
all of that.
Yeah.
I try
that's
to
a reset.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I try to sleep with the best friend.
Yeah.
And
Or the
then-
roommate.
Yeah, best friend, roommate, anyone like close
Anyone
to her
in their
her life.
vicinity, their
Sister?
mom.
Yeah, mom even.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Anyone
related to or affiliated with them
Yeah.
in any way, in a very close way.
right.
You know?
And then I'll follow her too on Instagram.
Yeah. You know,
post about it.
yeah. And then maybe kind of like being like in her orbit, but like not quite like super close, but then like giving that girl like a different name and then like being a different identity. And then when they like meet to have their like kind of casual friendship, she's like, oh, I met this guy. And then she just describes you. And she's like, that sounds like that guy I just broke up with.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, his name is something else.
Right. She's like, he's this amazing slam poet.
Yeah.
And he's
like so cool.
He's like so cool.
He has
like
a
just
podcast.
amazing. He has a podcast where he's the voice of women, people of color. And
he just cares so much
about women.
And then she'll be like, that sounds like that fucking piece of shit asshole that I dated before. That he said all that stuff, but he wasn't like that. And then she'd be like, yeah, but this guy is like that.
Right.
And then she's like, do you have a shirtless picture of him? And then she's like, yeah, of course. And then they share the shirtless picture.
It's the
and
same
like,
picture.
Definitely you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just, and then they get to bond, you know?
Right.
And then you maybe have a 3-way with them.
Yeah.
To rekindle their, because maybe they're not that close and they need to become closer by you having
Their friendship was maybe
with them.
torn apart by this like love triangle of, that's something that happens a lot with me. Friends will, a lot of
Friendships
friends,
ends
because they're
you have sex
battling over coal. Yeah. And it's,
yeah, we've both done that. We both had several relationships we've ruined the relationships of girls that we've talked to as friends because, women don't get along and they're not good at sharing, you know? It's like, hey, share, like let's have a communal thing here.
Yeah.
Like, why can't we all, like, you're kind of being selfish. It's kind of capitalist to have a guy that you're talking to and not share him with your friends.
right.
It's like, oh, you like this guy and he's great. Why not let your friends have sex with him also? It just seems kind of nice, right?
Yeah. That's such a reasonable proposal.
Yeah. I don't get why, spread the love. Okay.
Yeah.
So, it's like, also, here's the other thing about a love triangle. A triangle is the strongest shape. Yeah, I think so. Like
How do you
like a
measure
pyramid?
the strength of a
Well,
shape?
pyramid's still standing right now.
You have a rectangular building that's
because it's like there's 3 of them,
right, but
There's 3
but most
sides.
buildings are rectangular shaped, and there's a lot of
Yeah, but
buildings
it's not
standing.
as strong as a. Yeah, but how many old ass buildings from back in the pyramid days?
Yeah.
Where there's probably a bunch of buildings, but they all fell over except for the pyramids because they're triangles.
Wow,
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you
Look,
your
you don't know
brilliance,
math like I do.
Your
I'm like a
brilliance
whiz.
never ceases to amaze me, Chris. And no homo, but
yeah.
you are a really smart guy.
I'm really fucking smart, and I
Yeah.
know a lot of stuff about
Yeah.
shit.
That is a great point.
Mm-hmm. So, and pyramids
Triangle
are,
is the strongest shape.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So, wow.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, moving on here. So this podcast is coming out on Tuesday, which means that yesterday was President's Day.
Mm-hmm.
And we're apparently supposed to celebrate what?
Celebrate
A bunch of slave owner,
Yeah.
white supremacists,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Washington.
Disgusting.
Who else? Lincoln, who by the way is canceled now.
Yeah. He's canceled.
We're tearing down statues of Lincoln.
Really?
Yeah, because he there was something there's like a big like war, or there was like some sort of attack where like Native Americans like attacked a city or something, and then he sentenced a bunch of them to death. He pardoned some of them, but like sentenced some of them to death. I don't remember the details on this.
So a bunch of natives like burned down an auto zone, and then
it wasn't an auto zone, but
something
an equivalent.
like that,
yeah. I don't remember the exact situation, but bottom line is Lincoln is canceled.
Yeah.
And I'm sick of people being like, oh, well, he is this like transformational leader who ended slavery and like changed the country forever for the better. It's like, first of all, I would have done the same thing too. If I were president, I would have ended slavery
any point in time I go back, I'm going to be like, hey, whatever's going on here now is bad.
Yeah. And I would have freed the slaves sooner.
Sure. Yeah, me too. If I could go back in time and just do that, I would do that.
Yeah.
I'd go back and be like, hey guys, maybe don't do that.
Right.
And then get back in my time machine and come back and be like, you're welcome, everybody.
Yeah.
I fixed it.
Yep. So Lincoln's canceled. Washington obviously is canceled because he owns slaves. Mm-hmm. And is that the two it celebrates, right? Those two?
Yeah, why is it just
President's
those
Day?
two?
No.
Why not like the first couple, right?
I know.
Wasn't Lincoln like the 15th or 16th or
yes.
something? It's like the 16th, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, we're history boys.
Right.
We know about that stuff.
Yeah, so a lot of people are like, oh, we got the day off.
Mm-hmm.
We got the day off of President's Day. Oh, Sunday night, long weekend, right? Long weekend, we can just go out. Let's go out. Let's party. Let's drink. Oh, yeah, celebrate George Washington and Abe Lincoln.
Yeah, he couldn't tell a lie. He chopped down a cherry tree. And then he told on himself because he's a snitch bitch.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I actually did that.
Right.
They're like, well, yeah, we know you're holding the axe.
Yeah, we've talked about how weird this cherry tree thing
story
was before. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the only presidents who should be celebrated on President's Day are, well, which presidents? We like
none.
Well, Obama.
Yeah, except for him. He's cool.
Yeah, Biden.
Yeah.
Clinton.
Yeah. Hill Queen.
And Bill. And Bill, Bill was a great president, and people say like, oh, well, what about like the Monica Lewinsky stuff and all the women who accused him of like sexual assault and like, the Epstein Island stuff. It's like, shut up. He's a Democrat.
He's women.
Yeah.
Shut up. Like
shut the
Monica
fuck up.
Lewinsky's famous now and like sells purses.
Right.
And then she like goes on TV and they're like, just don't bring up why I'm famous.
Right.
She's like, I'm selling purses with like little flowers on it. Don't ask me about sucking the president off. Okay?
Right.
If we could not talk about me blowing the president.
Right.
That would be cool.
Oh, well, speaking of presidents, Jimmy Carter is apparently going into hospice care, right? Did you hear about this?
No.
He is 98 years old.
Wow.
And he is...
Didn't he like build a bunch of houses and shit?
Yes.
He was like a house builder guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so we love Jimmy Carter.
Mm-hmm.
He was definitely a great...
What's he known for besides building houses?
Well, he was known for being like a one-term president who had like a lot of crises happen during his term. But he's so nice. Mm-hmm. And he builds houses.
Yeah.
And
we know all kinds of... See, we know history, okay?
Yeah.
And also, you know what? Since it is Black History Month, we need to really...
Yeah, it's still Black History Month.
It's still Black
History
History
Month. Forgotten.
And all you need to know about Black history right now, peanut butter, dude.
Yeah.
They made peanut butter. So...
Also the Super Soaker. Did you know that?
Oh, they did?
Yeah. Black guy made the Super Soaker.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
nice.
Just found that out.
Yeah, so... Oh, let's erase Black history. You're going to have a fucking jelly sandwich?
Yeah.
Gross.
Probably won't taste very
Garbage. Thank you, George Washington. The only George Washington I care about, George Washington Carver. Peanut Butter King.
Bars.
He's the president of peanut butter.
Yeah.
So that's what I take a day off for on President's Day.
George Washington Carver.
Yeah.
Nice.
I take my knife and I stab it into my peanut butter and I mix it because I buy that kind of peanut butter that you gotta fucking stir it.
Yeah.
And then I spread it on and then I bite into it and I go, like a fat black queen, dude.
Right. We still, offers still on the table if there's any kind of plus size black women out there who want to like stand behind us on camera
and just tell us to preach.
And just, right.
She's going to raise her hand and be like,
Yes, Lord.
yeah, we need that.
Yup.
Yeah.
Yup.
Yeah.
Yup.
That would be tight.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need that.
Would we pay them?
Absolutely not.
We pay them in experience and exposure.
Sure.
Maybe Lizzo.
Yeah.
You think Lizzo would be willing to do that?
Probably
role?
not. And I mean, our studio is kind of small. We're kind of maxed out here on space.
Okay.
Not a lot of space behind us.
I think she could fit in the studio, but
maybe on your side.
Okay.
Maybe not on my side.
Okay.
You know, it's kind of tight back here.
okay.
You know?
Okay.
So, but we would let her sing the national anthem of our podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, didn't they do the Black national anthem for the? Which is what song?
Lift our voices or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did they do the other national anthem, the shitty one?
The regular one,
Yeah,
the normal
actual one.
Yes,
I was about to say, but that actually
unfortunately.
sucks to say that.
Yeah.
So wait, so they did 2 songs.
Yeah.
Okay. Did a fat black lady sing both songs?
No, white guy did the national anthem.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Who did the black national anthem?
I don't know, black lady.
Nice. Okay. We like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. How long have they been doing that? Is that like a new thing?
What, the black national anthem?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Was that since that guy,
The thing
the George
happened?
the George thing that we don't want to talk about,
Right.
but we should talk about it.
Right. Yeah, it probably started happening around then.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, what else? Yeah, so President's Day, like, we hope you're not celebrating President's Day because you get the day off.
Yeah.
You should be celebrating George Washington Carver.
Yeah.
And you should be celebrating us.
Mm-hmm.
We
Yeah.
should be, they celebrate 2 people for President's Day. Why not celebrate us?
Yeah, we're the president of this podcast.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe that's, you know what? You know what else? I'm declaring that we are the president of women. So we're in charge of you. So listen to us.
That's right.
Maybe we're like the dictators of women too.
Oh, dictator's a little strong word. I would
Yeah.
say,
The Fuhrer of women.
yeah, maybe not any better.
Yeah. Okay.
I would say the
oligarch. Is that
it's still
king?
Yeah.
Yeah. These aren't probably the best.
Yeah. Maybe what about a democratically elected leader of women?
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
That's good. That'll
And
work.
then after we are elected democratically, then we just stop holding elections.
Yeah, because we figured it out.
One was
you
enough.
voted for me. You wanted
Yeah.
me, so it would be kind of mean to
Right.
move me out.
Right.
I'm just looking at what's best. If I lead forever, that seems like the right idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, just makes sense.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So yeah.
So speaking of presidents and women and hopefully a future female president. Well, not this one. We wouldn't want this to be a future woman president, but Nikki Haley announced she is running for president. She was the former, I think, UN ambassador or something for Trump,
Yeah.
and previously the governor of South Carolina. And Don Lemon made some comments about her that I'm going to put. Don Lemon, one of our favorite
Yeah, we love
CNN
Don Lemon.
hosts.
He's great.
he made some comments on her that are stirring up some controversy. And I'm going to play it in this clip right here. This is on CNN. Don Lemon is on a panel with a couple other...
With two women, right?
Two women, yes.
Yeah.
And here it is.
This whole talk about age makes me uncomfortable. I think it's the wrong road to go down. She says people, politicians or something are not in their prime. Nikki Haley isn't in her prime. Sorry. When a woman is considered to be in her prime in her 20s and 30s and maybe 40s.
What do you talk? Wait.
That's not according to me.
Prime for what?
It depends. I mean, it's just like prime. If you look it up, if you Google when is a woman in her prime, it'll say 20s, 30s, and 40s. I don't necessarily.
40s. Oh, I got another.
I'm not saying
decade.
I agree with that. Yeah. So I think she has to be careful about saying that politicians aren't in their prime.
You need to qualify. Are you talking about prime for like childbearing, or are you talking about prime for being president?
What the facts are. Google it. Everybody at home. When is a woman in her prime? It says 20s, 30s, and 40s. And I'm just saying Nikki Haley should be careful about saying that politicians are not in their prime and they need to be in their prime when they serve, because she wouldn't be in her prime according to
Google
or whatever it is. This whole talk about age makes me uncomfortable.
We love that.
And this guy was 100% for Biden, right? Being 1,000 years old when he ran.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in his prime now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's full prime.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we love.
Yeah, it's this is an interesting situation.
Yeah.
It's like, Nikki Haley, she sucks.
Well, she's a Republican.
Yeah.
So
well, obviously,
they're
never in
that
their prime.
old bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to elect some 50-year-old old bitch to office? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. We don't need some dumb bitch being the president.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Some dumb
girl
old bitch.
Oh, I'm a
Yeah.
girl. What, she's going to start a war because she's on her period or something.
Right.
Shit?
Well,
That's
she can't have periods anymore because she's 51.
Nice. Yeah. Dry pussy, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you fucking kidding
Gross,
me?
yeah.
Yeah. Look it up. Google is clear.
Yeah.
Prime is 20s and 30s.
Mm-hmm.
No, you can't
Yeah.
run for
we
president.
won't even give you 40s. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, because he said maybe 40s.
You
And
old bag.
we're saying
Yeah.
no 40s.
Yeah.
And you can't run for president anyway until you're
Yeah.
35. So I guess you
I
have
think-
a 5-year window between 35 and 40
Yeah.
to run for president. But
we think
after
women
that,
should be president on the Leo DiCaprio kind of age group. Like you can be president of the
21
United
to
States
25.
if you are 18 to 25, and if you also promise to have sex with us, then you'll get our vote.
right.
And you get to be
They should
president
change-
until you're 25. And if you get voted in to be president at 24 and a half, you got 6 months, bitch, and then you're out of the fucking office.
Yeah. Oh, so not only we change the age minimum from 35, we make an age maximum.
For president.
For 25.
You got to be a hot bitch president.
Yeah.
You know?
So in order to serve a full term as president, she'd have to be elected before she turns 21.
Yeah. And then when you vote for president, they do the debate. There's got to be a swimsuit competition. You
Okay.
know? That'd be tight.
Yeah,
right?
like Miss USA.
It's like, okay, what do you think about like Israel and Palestine and all that? And then it's like, okay, whip out your tits. Let's see that. Let's see that bikini.
Right.
Hey, bring in honor of Black History Month, bring out the super soakers and get these bitches wet for the presidency.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, so we totally agree with Don Lemon. Nikki Haley's an old bitch, 51, complaining about Biden past her prime. How about her? Google
How
it.
dare you?
Google it.
Google it.
Yeah. I mean, look it up.
Yeah.
The facts show on Google.
Yeah.
And we like using that as a defense for everything.
Anytime you're like getting roasted about any opinion, just Google it.
It
look
says
it up on Google. I Googled it.
Yeah.
Which doesn't like you
And
can
then you
totally
ask,
just
you say
ask a question that's like
an
leading.
opinion-based question.
Yeah.
Like for Google. Like Google says the prime for women.
Like AndrewTate.com. When is a woman too old?
Right.
And then ask it, and it's probably going to give you a
But that was
pretty
on Google.
honest answer. Yeah, it was on it.
Yeah.
It was on Google. It's just what it is.
Yeah, so we agree with Don Lemon saying that about Nikki Haley 100%, and he shouldn't have had to apologize, and he shouldn't have to take a leave of absence or whatever. Now, if you say the same thing about a Democrat woman,
Oh my God.
oh
Are we gonna
my God,
lose
are you
our
kidding?
shit?
How dare you?
Can
How
you-
sexist to say
that's so
what a woman
sexist.
past her prime at
Women
51
are never past their prime.
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton is so hot.
Yeah.
She's as hot as the hot sauce she carries in her purse.
Nice.
To get the black vote.
That's right. That's
And
right.
behind me would be a fat black lady going, and then she'd be like kind of scratching her weave by patting it like that, you know.
Nice.
'Cause they do that.
Yeah. So
and then
how?
you'd hear her fingernails like kind of clicking on the desk here.
Right.
Because they're like long as fuck.
Right. Right.
She just got them done. It was
Nice.
like
She just
80.
got him. Did.
Yeah, she got them did, and her hair did. Yeah. And if somebody disagrees with us, you better believe she's going to jump over the table and fucking fight you right here.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you ever say that about a Democrat, oh, she's 51, past her prime, what you think? Because it's just about hotness. Is that what matters to you? You sexist, misogynist piece of shit. You should be fired. Anyone who says that about a Democrat woman should be fucking fired immediately and canceled and never allowed to work again.
That seems pretty fair.
Yeah.
You know?
And in fact, you know, we're very flexible. I know we've said before on the show, you know, we kind of identify with Leo DiCaprio on his whole like 25-year-old cutoff policy.
Just with the phrase sexuality thing.
We're all about fluidity here. And prime, yes, we tend to think the prime is, you know, the 25, but as the night goes on, the longer you go into the night and the more drinks we have,
oh man,
and the more rejection we're accumulating, it's crazy how it works, but the prime numbers actually kind of expand pretty greatly to the point where once 2 a.m. on a Saturday rolls around we are blasted out of our minds.
Anything.
I mean, 51, that is perfectly okay.
Yeah. Are you an alive woman?
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Do you have a pulse? And can you legally consent? Obviously on the young side, but also on the old side too.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, do you have it?
Are you lucid enough?
Are you lucid?
This?
Yeah, right. Do you not have Alzheimer's or dementia?
Yeah.
And if so, like, we're down.
Yeah.
That's how fluid we are with our level of prime. The further the night goes on.
Yeah, and that's just us being good guys and being inclusive.
Yeah.
It's just our inclusivity, like, kind of depends on how wasted we are and how late it is and how horny we are. It's kind of a number of factors.
Right. There's a lot of variables that go into it.
It's just what, you know, that's what it is being as progressive as us, you know? It's about constantly moving goalposts.
Right.
Right.
So Don Lemon did apologize. He said, the reference I made to a woman's prime this morning was inartful and irrelevant, as colleagues and loved ones have pointed out, and I regret it. A woman's age doesn't define her either personally or professionally. I have countless women in my life who prove that every day.
Who all yelled at me for
and said I would get fired if I didn't. Yeah, well, it's the truth about a Republican.
Yes, only that.
But not about a Democrat.
Yeah.
And if you say that about a Democrat, you deserve the scorn that he is getting from the right wing now.
Yeah, it seems like the punishment he's getting is a little harsh because it's like he did say it about the right person.
Yeah, why is anyone mad?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, look, we got to shut this lady down. That's it, you know? Like, we need the rhetoric of, like, we need our first woman president. We need a girl. This country's too misogynistic to elect a woman. And then the second a Republican woman says, I'm going to run because this country, everyone's right, we do need a female president. And it's like, shut up, bitch. Get in the kitchen and make the president a sandwich. Right.
You're past your prime, you old slut.
Yeah, you dumb bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't even have kids anymore.
Yeah. You're only going to be the first lady, which bitches about music being too many curses and kids are fat. That's what you do.
That's right.
Yeah. Tipper Gore and what's
Michelle
Obama did that. Yeah.
Michelle should run for president, actually.
Oh my God, yes.
We would stand that.
And there behind me, there'd be a lady going,
Yep.
Yeah.
You should just get a thing for the soundboard.
You better believe I'm looking for it.
Yeah.
I've been looking for it. So
is that why you've been accosting black women on the street and be like, hey, I've been listening to you and like how you react to things you agree with.
Yeah, just hanging out at black church with my phone.
With a microphone, yeah.
I'm just like, okay.
Like, hey, can you say that again? Can you like pretend the pastor just made a comment that you agree with?
Yeah.
Be like, who are you and how do you get into this
when
black
the pastor
church?
Be like, y'all need Jesus. And she's like, what? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah. It would be easy to pull a sound from the internet, but we want to get the authentic.
We need the
Black.
authenticity
Yeah.
of her really being.
Yes. Totally. Well,
Yeah.
speaking of girl bosses that are very much in their prime, Bella Thorne
Yeah.
is in the news. The CNN article says, don't approach Bella Thorne with a racy image of her as a teen. The 25-year-old actress told The Hollywood Reporter about an interaction she had with an autograph seeker at the Sundance Film Festival, whom Thorne said tried to get her to sign provocative photos of her. I normally don't tell them off, but
Was
they
this
offended
from
me.
her like OnlyFans era that she did?
Well, this is a current story from yesterday.
But, I mean, she did. She like joined OnlyFans,
Right.
And then like made like $1 billion
Right.
in like 2 seconds,
Right.
And then I think a bunch of people were like pissed because it was like not. It was just like her in bikinis and bathing suits and stuff like that. It was like not nude, right? I mean, it was like suggestive or whatever. But
I don't know. I mean, my OnlyFans account got banned before she joined the platform, so I never saw. But and it's total bullshit. Like I shouldn't have been banned. But yeah, just we'll wrap this up. And since I normally don't tell them off, but they offended me. It was this guy, and he was shoving photos in front of me, and I looked away for a second and looked back, and there was a photo of me from my GQ magazine cover. Thorne explained, "It's super sexy, and my butt is out, and I'm wearing lingerie, and I'm topless." I said I wouldn't sign that, and he took it away and then put it back in front of me again. I said, no, I'm not signing that. Thorne said the man then presented her with another sexy image to sign. I didn't like it. It was inappropriate, she said. There was some stuff there from a Candies campaign that I did when I was 16, and it was clear that he wanted me to sign things that were viewed as sexy and even underage. And I was like, give me something else. She said the autograph seeker asked her, aren't they all sexy? No. Enough is enough, but I get it. They have to make money, and everyone has a job, so I get that, Thorne said. It's just that I was under 18, and it's inappropriate. Thorne, who was in 2019, was honored by Pornhub with the Vision Award for the directorial debut of her adult film, Her and Him. It's a former Disney child star who now says she would rethink taking sexy pictures as a teen. You also can't spend your time trying to take...
Isn't that like illegal to do that? To take sexy pictures of a teenager?
I kind of thought so, but...
Yeah, like, so why is she mad at this guy for bringing the pictures she...
Because he's reminding her of a tough moment, of a regrettable moment in her life.
That she agreed to do.
But she was underage, so could she really consent?
Yeah.
No.
That's a good point.
And Bella,
and also,
if you're listening, what were
attacking the guy bringing the photos that you agreed to take with the company that you took them with, yelling at that guy for having them, but not at the
company that exploited you, the entire media apparatus that took advantage of your
whole
teenage
thing.
self.
Like,
definitely.
That's not the problem.
Blame is being
a guy
placed in the right
showing up and asking you to sign photos you did.
Absolutely. Yeah. And Bella, look, I just want to say, like, I know it's a tough time for you. These people hounding you for autographs and like trying to bring up these old suppressed, regrettable memories. And we just want to say we would never slut shame you for your past. No. We believe in your future, a future with us.
Yeah.
So hit us up in our DMs and let's start a new thing together.
And here's the other thing too. Yeah. We would never ask you to sign the sexy photos of you that we have all over our wall. And you might be like, you like literally, I can't even see your wall. It's literally just a room full of sexy photos of me. And it's like, look, we just care about you. We're not going to have you sign that.
No.
And also there is some space on this wall over here and we're going to fill it up with our own sexy kind of content.
Right. Yeah. So. The only thing you're going to be signing here is an NDA. Okay. You're not going to be.
You're definitely signing.
You're not going to be signing any sort of pictures. We would never do that.
We would never do that.
Yeah.
Just sign this non-disclosure agreement and don't ever fucking say anything about this ever again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you had a really good time.
Oh yeah.
And you thought that we were good in bed, and you
yeah.
kind of want to spread the word.
Yeah. We encourage you to do that, and then we will still sue you for breaking non-disclosure agreement for money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then we'll hit you up later at 2 a.m. and be like, hey, what about us?
Right.
And then she'll be like, you stole a bunch of money from me by suing me for bragging about how good you were at sex. And it's like, let's not bring up the past, you know?
Yeah.
Remember the good time
the future. Let's focus on the future.
Yeah, like remember when we videotaped us having a good time. Like, let's do that again.
Yeah.
You know, and definitely you got to sign another non-disclosure agreement. No,
Yeah,
don't
we
worry
will
about it.
make content for your OnlyFans, and we will participate in the videos.
Yeah, it's because you know it's hard to find
Willing male
people,
partners. Yeah.
It's hard to find a guy that's willing to let a Hollywood superstar suck your dick. You know, it's tough. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know anybody else. I mean, I haven't asked, but I don't know anybody else, and I'm right here, so I might as well just do it.
Yeah, I'll do it too.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
So
we'll do
hit
it.
us up, Bella.
Yeah, we love that. Okay, so we should get into the stories here, the news, or not the news, my bad. The emails. And there it is. Emails. And we got an email here. Someone was asking for advice. So, are you ready for this advice here?
Yes.
This email comes from Chris from San Diego. He goes, real talk though, how do people have the emotional bandwidth for poly relationships? That's a beautiful question, Chris from San Diego.
Yeah, I mean, I think, honestly, not to...
We have so much empathy that we have just the highest bandwidth for poly relationships.
It's like an unlimited source of empathy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that unlimited source of empathy is us sending, yo, what up, girl? You up right now? Messages to as many women as we can.
Yeah, an unlimited source of empathy and unlimited source of semen.
Yeah.
And we're just ready to bust at
we are
any time.
Busters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's just constantly renewing and regenerating. And we're like nuclear energy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just like the best.
Yeah. There's gonna be an explosion.
Yeah. But
yeah.
And the fallout
there's gonna
could be
so much fallout.
Could be a problem. The waste, there could be some waste.
Oh yeah.
Left behind.
There's gonna be some waste for sure. And it's
But
you're in the blast zone.
Right.
And people are going to tell you to evacuate, but we, like the government, are going to be like, it's totally fine. Stay right there. Don't leave.
Right.
Don't move.
Just like these train derailments, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
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 There's no problem.
Don't worry about what's going on over there. Yeah. So, yeah, we care so much about polyamory and we love your, but don't you dare fucking talk to anybody else. You don't need, we have enough emotional bandwidth for you, so you don't need to go anywhere else.
Right.
This is a one-sided polyamory situation, So that's kind of how that works. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we have a couple of poems here. Let's get into a poem by... Welcome to the Poetry Corner. We are deep inside the Poetry Corner, okay? And let us fill you deep inside with poetry. Okay.
Nice.
So, I should probably pre-read these before. Yeah, we should do some pre-screening before we do these. Yeah. Okay.
But as a artistic license and not to be taken seriously.
Yes.
Genius.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Okay.
So wild.
That was pretty wild. Okay. Nacho Zombie Killa wrote with a poem inspired by Rihanna's bastard child titled Malcolm in the Middle. Okay. We know ASAP is not the pappy because the baby's hair is not that nappy. Its skin is not the shade of Negro, nor is the shade of Pedro. It may be a mystery to those who are new, but the Too Woke crew knows that kid is a Jew. Rihanna's conception is something of a riddle because it was Malcolm who got up in the middle.
Well, that was. I just want to correct that it was Cole, not Malcolm.
Not
Yeah,
Malcolm, but
yeah.
it's good. Rhyme.
Also, I have no religion. I'm an atheist.
Sure.
But,
Yes.
But I see the spirit of where. Who wrote that?
That was Nacho Zombie Killer.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Wow. Well, that was
yeah,
a deep one from the heart, and
that was wild.
and I love it. But yeah, it was not ally of the show. To clarify, it was not ally of the show. Malcolm who knocked up Rihanna. It was me, Cole.
Yeah. Yes.
Different person.
Absolutely. Yeah, we are
So.
different people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great
That being
poem.
said, yeah, with these poems, we need to pre-screen these because these are.
I say keep letting it rip, and
Yeah. Well, I've been seeing some people get, some YouTube stuff, so we need to be a little careful with some of these.
Gotcha.
So yeah, but we do thank you guys for these poems. These are amazing, and we do love them. So keep sending them in, and they are fantastic. But yeah, we will pre-screen them. Make sure these seem fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for your
But yeah.
poetry. Keep sending them.
Yeah. So we love you guys. Thank you so much for that. Let's see. Send in emails to TooWokeBoys@gmail.com. Like, comment, subscribe on our YouTube page, and share the show with your friends. Tell people about the show, and tell them to comment, subscribe, all that stuff. And follow the YouTube, Instagram, TikTok for the show. And would you like to plug your?
I don't think so. Yeah. Thanks for listening, watching, and hit me up in my DMs, Megan Fox, and some of the other
Hell yeah.
hot Bella Thorne. Yeah.
Okay. You don't want to plug your social media?
They know where to find
All
me.
right. Also follow ally of the show, Jeff Zinasek. He has two different places he's doing this week at West Side Comedy Theater on the 23rd and on the 25th, Burbank Nightcap. So come out to those shows. Those will be great. And follow Jeff on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all that shit. And that being said, thank you for listening to episode 134 of the Two Woke Boys podcast. I am Chris.
I'm Cole.
And together, we are two
Woke
Boys.
Can you hear my voice this time?